Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. And guys, we have a new line coming to Legends. And I also apologize for the way I sound. My allergies are killing me right now. I feel like I sound like Ben Stein from the Visine commercial. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this video. And I'm 99% sure this was edited by none other than the Sailing Robin. And this is a truly epic edit. If you are not following the Legends page on YouTube, make sure you do that and go ahead and give this video a like for Robin. But in this video, we learn of 3 or 4 new ships coming to the game, presumably. I say that, and I always speculate in these videos. Now, of course, this is a Legends-sponsored video where they literally tell us the ships, and we can only assume that they are going to be in the next update. But I had a pretty funny engagement with somebody on Facebook about my last video where, of course, I mentioned it maybe halfway throughout the video that all of these videos are pure speculation on my part. I don't know the exact details of the next campaign, but I'm guessing that this person was either a super tester or friends with a super tester because they told me that my information was wrong. And I don't know how you can have wrong information in a speculation video, but anyway, we will continue on with some higher IQ content here where we talk about the Agano, the first of the presumable new line that is coming in this next update. And if you guys are familiar with these ships, these are kind of the light cruiser variants, similar to the Suzuya, where they have a little bit better torpedoes, better guns. And I say better guns, they're just the light caliber guns with a little bit better reload. However, it's not quite the reload you would expect from a light cruiser, and we'll talk about that a little bit later throughout the video. But let's go ahead and start here with the Agano. This will be our tier 4 as they, displayed in the video. But we've got the 152s here with a 8.5 second reload. So just keep this reload in mind. Now, I'm going to be quite honest, I don't think these ships are going to be that strong. I had some knee-jerk reactions from a few people in my Discord today talking about, oh my god, this isn't what we needed, this is more HE spam. Guys, it doesn't matter what further ships they add to this game, the HE spam will always be prevalent. Now, that being said, I also want some new ships, but the ships that I want are really at legendary tier. Now, the Dutch cruisers would be fun, but truth be told, I don't think we're getting the Dutch cruisers anytime soon. But the ships that I want are really going to be at legendary tier, so it has nothing to do with new lines. New lines just mean more, base content, and that is something I've actually been doing. I went back and I'm grinding a few of the lines that I haven't completed. There's only 1 or 2, but it brings back a little bit of that fun factor, getting a new ship with a new experience. So this is the tier 4. Let's go ahead and look at the tier 5. Of course, this is the PC wiki. So we are just, again, basing our judgments off of what we can only presume is going to be very similar statistics that are pulled over from PC. But I want to read on this one. I kind of want to read the pros and cons real quick because the pros and cons are pretty similar throughout a majority of these ships. And on PC, these ships are not that strong. Pros, high HE damage per salvo, heavy torpedo armament, high base speed, and good concealment. Cons, poor armor and large citadel, super slow turret traverse and long reload, short-ranged AA and no flak, long rudder shift, and large turning radius. So if you don't put your ship in the right position, you are going to get absolutely yeeted. And I think we're going to see that a lot. I have a guess that a lot of people are going to unlock these ships, sail out broadside. Basically, think of an Omaha at every single tier. But here is the Gokase. I'm going to say that wrong, and of course I sound awful right now. But this one has 8 guns here. Did I do my math right? Yeah, with a 9-second reload. So if you remember, the Agano had an 8.5 second reload. So we're going backwards in terms of reload, and that holds true all the way to the Yodo here, which will be our legendary tier. Now, of course, that is, we can only guess, going to come in 3 to 5 years, but just again keep in mind the reload here as we're looking at these. Now, the torpedoes are also something to note because these are basically like the Pan-Asian cruisers without smoke, so you're definitely going to want to utilize concealment and potentially rudder. I don't, like it said, if you have a large turning circle, even if you get your rudder down to 2 seconds, it doesn't really matter because you're still having to cut through a large amount of ocean in order to get that turn off. But anyway, here we have 12 kilometers at our tier 5 with, what's the reload time on these? it's always easier to go down here. Yeah, 102 minutes. So maybe you can get a combination of some fires and torpedo hits going similar to the Pan Asian. And I don't think that, I'm 99% sure these are not torpedoes, or I'm sorry, these are not deep water torpedoes. However, getting you have to get in a very unique game similar to the Pan Asian play style, and we actually have a few games of the Sangjong and a few others coming up, so we'll talk about those. But you have to get in a very unique game in order to make these ships fully effective. So if you kind of know how to counter them, just don't chase them. That is a good way to avoid, falling victim to the wither or metal that these ships will undoubtedly get in the right hands. And here is the tier 7, which will be our tier 6, the Omino. Omono? Oh no. I pronounced that name really wrong. But anyway, we are moving up to the 155s here. And again, 11.5 reload. You're thinking light cruiser. Now, this is where it starts to get pretty gross in terms of the overall number of guns. But 12 guns here with an 11.5 reload. I'm pretty sure the Mogami or similar, class of ships, Atagos and such, have the same reload. So you're not going to be DPMing like you will in, the American light cruisers or the French light cruisers, Colbert namely, but in other light cruisers, you're not going to be doing as much in terms of overall DPM. However, like we mentioned, if you can get those torpedoes, as we look at a 13-kilometer range here, in combination with your concealment, some good island cover, and potential fire damage, HE damage and fire chance, then yeah, you could be looking at some significant, damage output. But yes, here is our tier 7, of course, tier 8 on PC, the Shimanto, somebody give me all of these names in the comments. And we have, again, an upgraded gun layout package, 5x3, 15 guns, with a 15-second reload. Now, of course, with our commanders, we're going to be able to get that down a little bit, but not as much as you really want out of these ships. Again, I think some people are having an overreaction to the potential HE spam, but number one, again, it's already in the game, and number two, a lot of bad players a lot of players are not going to know how to position these ships well, and they're just going to blow up. I've seen on PC, different PC forums, that these ships have very, look at the cons on this one, abysmal armor. So, you're going to have to position really well. I'm sure I'll blow up a few times. And here we have what is only presumably going to be our tier 8, the Takahashi. It's the tier 9 on PC, obviously, and they didn't mention it in the video, but I'm guessing because it's early access, we won't have access to it in this update. When the full line drops, I can only guess that this will be our tier 8. And here we have a nice armament of guns. However, if you look at that reload time, yeah, there's the Baltimore, the Buffalo has a better reload than this with 203 millimeter guns. So definitely not going to be raining HE down. However, like I mentioned, if you can get them in good spots, then these ships will probably do okay. 15 guns is quite a lot of, a lot of shells going down range. However, like we mentioned, with the 15-second reload there, it shouldn't be too much in terms of overall DPM. We're upgrading here to 15-kilometer torpedoes, which are almost Shimakaze type. They do have a max damage there of 20,900. However, 57 knot speed isn't too fast, and I've read that I heard somewhere that they don't have the best detectability. Those torpedoes will probably be spotted from a long way off. Also, if you know where the ship is, you can just kind of guess, but it's sometimes those sneaky long-range torpedoes, which you're not expecting, that actually do hit a little bit harder, or just catch you in the middle of some turn or something like that. So I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for these ships. And here, of course, would be the legendary tier, the Yodo. I think I've used this thumbnail once in place of the Zhao. Excuse me. Because there's not a nice thumbnail on Google, but 18 guns with a 12.5 second reload. So again, we're actually increasing the reload here, but over 10 seconds for a light cruiser is just not good. But we do get the 15-kilometer range with a 23 max damage on those torpedoes. 55,000 HP is good, but I can only guess that this thing has a massive citadel. So does it have it here in the pros and cons. Yeah, huge, thinly armored target with vulnerable citadel. So you are basically the true definition of a glass cannon. You can dish out a lot of damage, but also if you get spotted and shot at by presumably any battleship or overmatch, then yeah, you will be taking damage every which way. So island cover is going to be your friend. But yeah, that is enough blabbering from me, especially with the way I sound. So I hope you guys found that informative. Again, this is pure speculation, so don't go out and I don't know, get your hair out of shape trying to to prove me wrong on a speculation video, especially if you are a super tester or know a super tester. I'm telling you guys, they do that stuff on purpose. Wargaming, like we mentioned previously, puts out fake information to out some of you guys who are leaking information. I love learning things, but also don't post them in public forums, man. I'm telling you, super testers, they will delete your account. You guys are dumb trying to prove a point in my comments or in a public forum. But anyway, like I said, we'll go to the higher IQ comments on this video. Oh, that was fun. All right, I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you later. Peace.